a very small channel, and he was nice enough to have me on, and I'm actually trying to help him grow a little bit too. Trump supporter as well, and he was just really into wanting to support Trump. And I was like, "Hey, let's debate," and he was like, "Yeah, let's do it." So
Are you
we
a
had a little.
Democrat, or where do you put yourself on the political scale? Give us an introduction about yourself a little bit.
Yeah, so I am kind of a little bit of both because I started as a Democrat, and that was just due to my parents were Democrats. I followed, what they would say. Then I leaned more towards Republicans because I did like the whole, why are we helping other countries? Why are we putting money into other countries dealing with other, foreign governments? Like, makes no sense. So I kind of stayed away from Democrats, voted Republicans for a couple years, and then once Trump went to office, I actually voted for Trump his first term, and then afterwards, realizing what he did with COVID and the economy and how it didn't go as planned and whatever he promised didn't come true, I was like, all right, I'm no longer a Republican, and I voted for Nikki Haley, and I also voted for Bill. What's his name? Bill Wilt, something with a W as his last name. So I voted for them instead of Trump, but then Trump won. So when Trump won, I voted, was it Biden and Kamala? So there you go.
What do you think about the California election situation? Because I don't know if you saw that one video that I posted.
Barely
Can
hear
you hear
you.
me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me or no? Is my mic plugged in?
But it's very low. Let me see what's going on.
Can you guys?
Hang on.
Can you hear me or no? No, I can't hear you at all now. Oh no,
Yeah,
I can. Say something. Can you hear me?
I'll probably
Can you guys hear me good? Hey Charles, how are you doing?
barely hear you though. Second
Here,
going.
try leaving and rejoining. Here, I'll try leaving and rejoining. Stay here. Don't leave. I don't know what happened right there, but that should be better now. That should be better now. We joined back in. Oh, is the connection any better? Okay, yeah, that's much better. Now he can join back in. Pretty sure that was on my end. But he should be able to join back in now. If he's watching. He just has to click back into the link. Oh, here he is. Okay, cool. Can you hear me?
Yes, can you hear me?
Is it better now or no?
Yeah. The issue was my phone. I had the YouTube live on, and then I clicked the link. When I joined, it started playing the video of your live.
Yeah.
So there you go. Flip the camera. Sweet. All right. Let's see.
So what do you think about the state of California right now?
I mean, it's doing okay. Just based off
With the elections, I mean.
I mean, Xavier Becerra is gonna win the governor, and then I don't know, it's a tight race between the LA mayor Karen Bass and I don't even know what the other girl's name is, but that one's
you're
up.
okay with that? You think California's doing good?
I mean, it's doing okay. It's doing good for where it's at and what's going on in the world. So
It has the highest debt in the country.
highest debt in the country. Where are you getting that information from? Where is that information from? Like, where are you getting that source?
I mean, I can give you a source for it, but
Yeah.
that's economic data. Hold on, give me a second.
Yeah, while you look that up, I will say because California is the fourth, fifth, where it's at now, largest economy, it would make sense their debt would be pretty high.
Why? Because they're not good at managing their money and they spend it on useless stuff?
I mean, their GDP is pretty high, so
Yeah, they have the highest levels of inequality between the poor and the wealthy, the highest wealth gaps in the nation as well. One of them, maybe not the highest, but one of them for sure.
yeah, wealth gaps
And
would
also, they
be
have the highest concentration of poverty in the country as well per
correct.
GDP.
No, I agree. Definitely the wealthiest, just because of Silicon Valley, tech industry, large businesses, all that stuff, and then probably the lowest, just due to the amount of people that flock here for the chance to try to make it big, or even the way I see it, a lot of homeless people come here just because they're like, well, there's a lot of rich people. If I ask for money, I'm probably going to get money. So,
And you think that's okay?
oh no, absolutely not. If anything, we got to work towards helping the homeless, getting them off the streets, helping, lower the cost of living and everything. But I mean, for what's going on, and knowing that California is such a big economy, and that it's not just us in a little bubble, it's the whole world that's going through the costs of living. It's manageable.
Yeah, my source for this is the Reason Foundation, also the Hoover Institution.
And they say that we have the largest debt.
Yes, California alone has $1.6 trillion of the country's debt.
1.6 trillion. Okay. I have to look more into that. I'm not too
That is
well
massive.
versed. Yeah.
And Tennessee virtually has no debt. They're one of the best managed states in the country in terms of physical deficit.
Kansas City, you said?
No, Tennessee.
Oh, Tennessee. Ah, my cousin lives there. He moved out there not too long ago.
Your cousin in Tennessee?
Yep, cousin lives in
Yeah, I
Tennessee.
went out there to Pigeon Forge not too long ago.
Pigeon Forge. I think.
About
Yeah, we
a
wanted to
month and a
go
half ago.
there when we went. What was it, like a year and a half? And it looks fun. So we did drive past like the Titanic and like the big building that's upside down. So we never went in them, but wherever city that is. We went to that one.
Yeah, no, they have really good laws and they're really a well managed state.
What's their
But
GDP? What's their JDP or
well,
GDP?
GDP doesn't determine quality of living. GDP is more of a population based thing.
Well,
So
to keep
why
it
does
simple,
GDP really matter too much?
yeah, because to keep it simple, like say you're in a deserted island, and that island produces crops for about, I don't know, 100 crops, and then you sell it for, let's keep it easy, $1,000. Take that same deserted island, put it in another location. That GDP is technically, if that other person tried to sell the crops at another location, it would be like $300 compared to 1,000.
Yeah, but what if this location is way more expensive and there's way more taxes? Then you're
Well,
not
then
your
you
take home profit isn't as much, so you're losing money.
no, because you made $700 more being on the more expensive island.
That's not
And
always the case.
yeah, but you just gotta manage your money and budget properly.
Well, yeah, that's true. I'm not saying you can't. I'm not saying in California business can't succeed, but there's more obstacles for small business.
I mean, very true, but keep in mind it's, you know, there's a whole lot of factors to it. So, but for the most part, I don't know if everyone heard, like, my political side was once was a Democrat, switched to Republican. Now with Trump in office and the way he manages the presidency, switched back to Democrat. So the way I see it is, I don't see politics as a sport. I don't pick sides. I pick based off results and actual, like, who's gonna provide the policies and actually follow through.
Well, I can agree with you on criticizing Donald Trump. There's plenty of things to criticize, but at the same time, I don't understand if you agreed with the core values of Donald Trump, then why would you vote for him? Like you're saying, the reason you don't like him anymore is probably because you're gonna say he lied or he broke his promises or the Iran war or something like that. But if you still have those core values of being Republican and you still like the values that Trump promised, why would you vote Democrat? Because they're offering the complete opposite. They're telling you they're going to open the borders. They're going to let all the illegal alien immigrants come in. They're not concerned about spending at all. I'm not saying Republicans are doing the best job with spending, but Democrats literally have never even attempted to try it. And now I think Gavin Newsom, who was it? Gavin Newsom or some? No, it was in New York City actually. Zohan Mandami. He made an organization just like Doge. He named it Coj. I don't know. I don't remember what it stands for, but it's the exact same thing as Doge. But he put it in New York City and he
Mm,
named it Coj. I'll give him credit for that because he's actually trying to cut back spending, but he's not really gonna. He's trying to cut back spending so he can take that money and spend it somewhere else. We need a Democrat that just wants to cut down spending in general. Because if you're complaining about what Donald Trump is doing and you're saying he didn't deport any of the illegal alien immigrants, which I think he deported a lot of them, or you're saying he didn't cut back spending, I think you know in 2024, Biden added $1.8 trillion to the debt. In 2025, Trump added $1.7 trillion in debt. So that's about $150 billion less than Joe Biden did. But this year will probably be more. So I'm not going to say nothing about that. We're probably going to spend plenty this year on the Iranian war. But compared to the total deficit, I guess 25 or 50 billion isn't that much. But
okay.
I
Well,
just don't know why you'd go from Republican to Democrat. Like, did you just like how does that happen? Like a lot of Democrats say, "Oh, I was a Democrat, then I became a Republican, and then I became a Democrat again." But I'm trying to figure out why would that be the case? Because there's plenty of Republicans that are anti-Trump Republicans that are saying that they would do what Donald J. Trump promised to do that he didn't do. Like, why wouldn't you be more intrigued by someone like a Thomas Massey or something like that instead of voting for a Democrat? If you really
no, I
had
mean,
conservative values to begin with.
I did vote Republican because I wanted Nikki Haley to go on for 2024, and then I wanted Bill Waldle, I think that's how you say his last name, for 2020. So I voted for them rather than Trump. And then once they lost, I was like, well, I'm not voting Trump again because you're you are right. Biden did add 1.8 trillion. Trump added 1.7 trillion. The thing is, though, it's like the same number. So why are we like saying, "Oh wow, Trump did 0.1 trillion less"? Like that's still bad. Biden, Trump, like we're just comparing apples and apples.
Well, I'm just saying one is actually making progress and the other person isn't making progress. Once again, I'm going back to the question, how were you ever a
Oh,
conservative? What conservative values attracted you to Donald J. Trump, and how did you lose those conservative values and all of a sudden say that you're going to vote blue no matter who?
well, back then I wasn't too politically informed, but from what I understood, I felt like Republicans were more into keeping the money within the U.S. They weren't into sending money out, giving aid, and all that stuff. I was like, why are we helping other countries when we need the help? So that's what I liked about Republicans. And then I was kind of against opening the border and not letting people in because of crime. But now that I've been more educated, I realize we actually do need immigrants, working immigrants, people that are actually going to help out our economy to come into our country. So there was a little bit of like, oh, I don't want, bad people coming to our country. Now, what I know now, technically, it's not bad people. There's a lot of good people. The few bad people we see, they're the wild ones. They're the ones you're going to see on the news because you hear about the one person that ends up doing something very violent, but then you don't hear about the thousands of others that come into this country and actually provide and contribute to the economy. So, but that was the reason why I was Republican at first. One was just due to the fact that they were American first. It was money that kept within America and securing the border. And then there's also a few, maybe like two other things, but off the top of my head, I can't really quite remember.
Well, Republicans sent money to Israel back then, so nothing really there changed. Both Republicans and Democrats both have been doing foreign aid all back then. Donald Trump was the only one that cut the USAID, but then you guys started screaming at the top of your lungs because foreign jobs were crossed. But let me get into that second thing that you said about border security.
Yeah.
Legal immigrants. Even I'm an advocate for legal immigrants, but I think we need to slow it down, more specific on who we let in the country. But we have about 2 million people, if you include families, coming into the country every year legally and staying here and getting visas and stuff like that. I think that's a healthy number. We don't really need millions of people crossing over the borders illegally or coming in. And you really got to look at the numbers because you got to think about this. You could probably agree immigrant families on average come with around 2.3 children. Either they have them in their own country or they end up having them when they're living in America and they have them down the road. But either way, either they bring them to America or they're born here. They end up going to the school system. And for every child in the school system, that costs the American taxpayer $18,500 per kid. So if they have two kids on average, that is what, I don't know, almost $40,000, 37,000 and some change or something.
How's it?
Uh,
How's
that's
that?
just for their kids.
How's
That's
the
not including
tax?
the care programs that they get, the free healthcare. That's not including the welfare they can get from their children that are legal or through their spouse that is legal. That is not including all the other things that they can apply for and get. And they take some articles. I can send you articles. I have these on hand that these illegal alien immigrants are costing us around $451 billion a year. Around
I mean,
150 to $450 billion a year.
how are the kids costing taxpayer that much money though?
That's what it
They're
costs to put a
American
kid in public
citizens.
school system. That's what it costs for public school for
Yeah, I
them
mean,
kids. When you break
but they
down
were
the
born.
cost of the
Yeah, but I mean, now they're why shouldn't they be here? I mean, they're going to contribute to the U.S. economy.
broke it down for you. On average, the illegal alien immigrants cost about $151 billion a year net negative to $451 billion a year. Here, I'll send you my source on Discord.
Yeah, let me see.
But this is from what was it? I'm trying to remember. I can pull it up in a second. I'll tell you where it was from, but it was from a government source. But there are many different sources out there, and when you're looking at sources about illegal alien immigrants, the key thing is, I can tell you, you got to make sure that they're not combining legal immigrants with undocumented illegal aliens, because they do that a lot. They seem to do that a lot, where they just put both of the people together. They call all immigrants the same or whatever. Obviously, we can't count all immigrants the same. That's just disingenuous. That is just completely disingenuous, because we all know people that come here illegally have a bit of money, and people that come here illegally don't have any money. That's why they come here illegally, because they don't have really means to come here illegally. Especially if they're coming from Mexico, it's so easy to come here. If they're coming illegally, then that's just a red flag.
I mean, but the thing is, they're not going back to Mexico. They're gonna, become American citizens, and they're gonna, start working, start putting, once the kids get out of high school, they go to college, they start a job that requires them to pay taxes. Then their money goes into our tax system, and they're getting the benefits that they have because they're citizens. So, why is that a bad thing? Like, if they're gonna continue helping our economy, it's a drop in the bucket to, I don't know, you say $150 million a year. I don't know, that seems a little extreme, but
billion, not million, billion.
150 billion. Yeah,
I sent you the article, by the way. I sent you the article. This is from the Homeland Security, by the way. So this is from our own Homeland Security. And if you really dig through the data, they give you all the breakdown. Also, they have a huge cost on our healthcare system, because everyone in our country, even if you're visiting, even if you're an immigrant, even if you're illegal, everyone has access to the emergency Medicare healthcare system in our country. And they said that costs a lot if you look at the breakdown of it. And even if you want to break down this, here's another cost. They go to the jails. They go to some of them, when they get caught, they get housed in jails that are meant for United States criminals, not their criminals. So sometimes they go to our public jails, if that's what you want to call them. So you can see the financial breakdown right there. And it even includes how much taxes they pay. This is even after they pay their taxes in the economy. It even has a breakdown in that article to show you how much taxes they pay. And this isn't even the only article like this. There's just one after another, after another, after another.
Where'd you put it in the debate chat, or?
I sent it to you directly. Did you get it?
Oh, directly? Okay. Let's see. I'm still new to Discord, so give me a second. How the heck do you go to chat?
Let's even say Barack Obama deported 5 million people. Even Joe Biden deported 1.1 million. He let in millions and millions more, but he even deported 1 million because of how bad they were.
No, I mean, yeah, I agree with deporting the immigrants that are causing, or illegal immigrants that are causing harm, or like doing bad things. Yeah, absolutely.
They probably weren't even doing bad things. They were probably just sitting there being illegal. Realistically. Because I don't think 1.5 million of them are committing crimes.
I'm looking at the wrong chat. Okay, I got you now.
Yeah, you're probably in the actual Discord. You have to go to your messages.
Yeah, now I got it. Okay. Let's check this out.
It would actually be better if the illegal alien immigrants own the company they work for. Well, it's impossible to even own a company as an illegal because you need a social security number to register an LLC. So how are you going to do that?
They get a 10IN number.
I don't know if you can open an LLC with a 10. I think that's only for paying taxes.
You know what? You might be right about that.
So I don't know if they can even open an LLC. They're spamming the comments. They steal identities. They steal identities. They do steal identities, but I'm not going to say it's
Where's
that
your
common.
proof for that? Yeah, where's your
It's not
proof for
that
that?
common. You can Google it right now. My computer has like 10 things loading. It's going real slow.
I
So,
know.
oh,
Same.
actually, know why? I know why. I'm in the wrong freaking window. That's why. I'm in the wrong window. That's what's happening. But I'm telling you, man, you should do some research into the actual costs. And also, a lot of
Okay,
immigrants don't
so
assimilate. Do you agree that some immigrants can never assimilate to American culture because they just can't? Or do you think that's a lie? That's like bigotry and racism.
no, I mean, if the kids are born here and they grow up in a high school and they go with friends and everything, they're Americans. You know, they're gonna
No, I'm not
be
saying
American.
that. I'm saying people that came over from Somalia that lived there for 45 years and then they immigrated here. Like, do you really think those types of people that live in these savage villages where they see stealing and killing and it's just normal and there's clan warfare all the time, you really think they're going to assimilate to America? Like, hey, what's up, Jimmy? How you doing, brother? Did he freeze on me? Did his phone die on me? Oh, there you are. He's coming back. You there? Your screen's black. Do you have Wi-Fi? Does he have Wi-Fi? Here, I'm gonna kick you out. Come back in. I don't know if he has Wi-Fi or not, so I honestly wondering. That's what it encourages more immigrants, less space, less freedom. They too received free money from our tax dollars. You have no access. Yeah, I agree. Black people can be racist. We already been over this before. Yes, black people can be racist. Get the likes up though. Let's see if we can get him to join. If you want to join in, if anyone wants to call in, you can drop me a nice super chat. Let's get this guy in here. Is he gonna join back? Join back. It's like he doesn't even know how to get in here. His phone froze. His phone froze. Give you about 10 minutes. You gonna drop me like $100 super chat to call in? Why do I have to say something bad about Putin to prove I'm an American? I don't care, dude. It's up to you. Yeah, you're right. He can't do it. Hello? What is that?
I
Hello?
need a new phone. There you go. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
All right. I need a new phone. Yeah.
What were we talking
All right.
about?
And reports about immigration and everything. So I kind of wanted to respond to that whole article. Let's see.
Are you connected to Wi-Fi?
All right.
You're connected to Wi-Fi?
How's that? Is that a little better?
I don't know. Let's see.
All right.
So yeah, go ahead and you can respond to that if you want.
Yeah. Okay. So, so the Homeland Security Committee summary that's posted does not provide a breakdown of the 450 billion estimate. It does say could exceed 450 billion per year per one estimate. Let's see. So it doesn't tell us how much is illegal immigrants themselves and how much is illegal
What are you talking
immigrants
about?
and how much. So yeah, it doesn't tell us. It doesn't say how much is an illegal immigrant themselves, how much is a legal immigrant, and how much a U.S.
Because
born
it doesn't
child.
talk
Like
about
it's
legal
not.
immigrants. It's talking about all illegal alien immigrants. Scroll to the very bottom page. It tells you exactly the cost breakdown
Oh,
and how much the
okay.
illegal alien immigrants cost a year.
Well, why are we combining all of them? That makes no sense.
We're not combining all of them. That's why I sent you this article, because it's nothing with legal immigrants, only illegals, only criminals. No law-abiding citizens. We don't do metrics about law-abiding citizens. We're here to talk about the criminals. Now, if you
All right,
go,
but
if you
shouldn't it?
open, scroll to the first page, open the interim report. Did you click on the interim report?
Mhm,
Did you open up the
mhm.
interim report?
Yeah.
Then scroll to the bottom of the interim report. Oh, wait, scroll to page 4. It says total fiscal burden of illegal aliens, $150 billion by taxpayers. It does not say anything about legals, or it doesn't use the word immigrants. It says illegal aliens.
Interesting. All right. Find it interesting where you guys get your sources
And
from.
that's it says source right there, fair. That's the source they got. That's one of the sources they used right there. I mean, I don't know why you think people that are poor with no education, with no college degrees, that can't even benefit their own country would come here and benefit our country. How does that make any sense? If they're so good at benefiting their country, why don't they benefit their country? Huh?
Well, they want to come here because we have better way of like work and more jobs and it's better life. So as far as
Yeah, I understand that. But
yeah, so that's why they want to come here. And when it comes to the U.S. Department of Labor, their reporting, the immigrants make up a significant portion of the workforce in agriculture, construction, transportation, healthcare, hospitality, and other industries. So, right here it says Congressional Budget Office has also projected that increased immigration can increase economic output, labor force growth, and federal tax revenue.
yes,
So doesn't mean there are.
Legal immigration.
Yeah. So I mean, you're gonna. So
Legal
yeah, I mean,
immigration. I
illegal
agree
immigration
with
is.
legal immigration. Legal immigration benefits the economy over 10, 15, 20 years. But illegals never benefit the
Oh,
country.
okay. Oh, then I agree with you. I agree. I
You
don't
want me
think
to say,
illegals should,
fuck
try to.
Russia? You ain't gonna drop nothing. Y'all really want me to say fuck Russia? There you go. I said it. You
How
ain't gonna
funny.
drop nothing though.
So,
He said
but
he would
the thing
drop a
is, with
$50 super
coming,
chat. He's lying.
oh, he was. All right. I know, right?
No,
Let's
go
see it.
ahead.
All right.
Go ahead.
So there you go. We are on the same page. We agree. Like whether that number is real, whatever. For the most part, legal immigration, great. Illegal, not good. So that being said, when it comes to the border, yes, control it to where we don't have illegals, bad people coming in, but to the point where we have ICE agents going into cities and taking people and putting them in detention centers makes no sense.
What do you mean taking them away and putting them in the detention centers? They only stay in those detention centers on the average of uh, maybe 2 to 4 weeks, and then they normally get deported back.
I mean, 4 weeks is still a lot. I mean, how would you like to be taken away from your home, from your way
Okay,
of
then
life
don't
for
commit
a whole month?
crime. You know what I would do?
Those
I just
people.
wouldn't commit crime because I'm an immigrant myself. I already
But the
told
thing
you I
is,
live
but the
for a
thing is,
reason.
if
I didn't come in
okay,
illegally. It wasn't difficult to get visa.
okay, but the thing is, they are legal immigrants that are getting deported, and they are
What
being taken away
legal
for four
immigrants? Can you name
weeks.
me one legal immigrant that's been deported?
I mean, yeah, sure. Let me go.
Every single person that has ever been deported that was a legal immigrant, there was some under Obama, but every single one that did happen uh, got taken back into America, got flown back into America. But there is not of them, if there's any of them.
I mean, you did say though, after 4 weeks they're released, they go back to their homes.
Not all the
If they're going
time.
back
It
to the
it
homes,
varies
then
case by case. It varies case by case. Sometimes it can take years even. It just depends what they got going on. But some of them are.
all right. We have someone by the name of Mohammed Khalil. Yeah. Lawful permanent resident, green card holder, arrested by ICE in 2025, faced deportation proceedings despite not being charged with a crime. His case became nationally debated because supporters argued the government was targeting protecting political speech rather than criminal conduct. We got Curtis James Wright, Canadian-born. Oh, look at that.
Wait, wait,
A
wait, wait,
law
wait. Let me
law
respond to the
off.
first one. Let me respond to the last one.
Sure.
He didn't get wrongfully deported. He got his green card revoked. That's why he got deported. Because of his anti-Israeli hateful speech that he was being supporting Hamas and hating on Israel. That's why he got his green card revoked. That's the first guy. So he was not
I mean,
wrongfully deported. He was not a U.S. citizen deported. He wasn't even a citizen. You said citizen or immigrants. He wasn't. He was a green card holder. He got his green card revoked. So
yeah,
we can
green
revoke
card
anyone's green
holder.
card anytime we want. We can revoke
A green
anyone's
card
green card
holder is a
anytime we want.
lawful
That's all right. He didn't get
a,
wrongfully deported.
a green a green card holder is a lawful permanent resident.
He wasn't lawful when we kicked him out. We
And
canceled his green card. He was no longer lawful. Why do you think he got deported? Because we canceled his green card.
and you're saying they canceled the green card because he was what, like praising another country or something like that, you said, right?
He violated a federal law. He violated an immigration law. But I can't. If you want me to pull it up, I can. But I think it's kind of irrelevant.
No, yeah, it's fine. It's not relevant. I thought you said it was because he was like saying his country is better or whatever, something like that.
No,
Like
it's
whatever
not that.
that
It's
part
because
was.
he was showing hate speech towards an ally, an American ally. It's some kind of weird law if you show like hate speech or violent speech or negative rhetoric towards one of America's allies, like the UK or someone like that. They can cancel your visa if they don't like what you're saying, especially if you're doing it on like university property and you're on a student visa. The university can even have you cancel out of their university and cancel your visa.
I mean, okay, so there's two parts to that. Sure, if it's part of the law, go for it. But I mean, are we really scared and afraid of someone giving out what they feel about another country, like about their home country, like
I mean,
hate
it's just
speech?
U.S. law. If you don't like the law, then don't come here. If you can't follow our rules, then why are you coming in our house? If you can't follow my house's
I mean,
rules, why should I invite you over and let you stay in my house?
the point is though, it's like if it's not a crime, if he's not doing anything violent, and he's just he goes off the
It
rails
is
and is like,
a
"Oh, fuck
crime. It is a
Islam," or
crime. That's what I've said. It is a crime. If I invite you over to
I
my
mean,
house and I say no smoking cigarettes inside, and you pull out a pack of cigarettes and you start smoking them, do I not have the right to kick you out? Or is that wrong? That's my house. That's my property. Or should
let
you
me
should
think
you
about
just
that.
stay in my house?
Let me think about that. So, I mean, that whole scenario is a what if, but I mean, for the most part, if you were to want to go that route, I mean, yeah, kick out. Then there you go. When it comes to his hate speech, though, I mean, he's just talking. Why are you scared of him talking?
He
I
wasn't
mean,
talking. He was supporting Hamas or something. I mean, I can look into the information, but either way, it's irrelevant. It doesn't matter what
let
rule he
him.
broke.
Yeah.
If there was a rule that said no jaywalking and he started jaywalking down the street and he got deported for that or he lost his visa because of that, I would say, okay, that's fair game. If I went to another country, when I go to another country and live there, I expect the same thing. If I break the rules and they deport me, I'm not going to cry and say that's a stupid rule. I'm going to say that's my fault because I broke the law. Like, how is it their fault? It's their country. It's their law. I'm coming to their home. I'm in someone else's home. Let's see what
I
Jimmy
mean,
said. He said American taxpayer money paid for their court, their transportation, they did, and their housing, just as criminals in America are correct. They also get cable TV just as American criminals. So what's your point? I think that's directed at
yeah,
you. He said green cards or
right.
visas can be revoked due to a simple DUI, protest, or public intoxication. Read the fine print.
Okay. I mean, so
Like when
what?
you
We all get
sign your
drunk. We
visa, it
all.
says don't do this, you're gonna lose it. Like there's a whole list of rules.
I mean, what's the big deal? He's not causing a
What's the
major
big deal?
legal
He
crime.
came to another country and started committing crimes. Do you want that? Do you
I
think
mean,
that's
hate
okay?
speech.
So you think it's
Yeah,
okay
hate
for
speech.
immigrants to go to
Walking.
one person is a criminal, the crime rates are going to increase, right? And also, every single
I
illegal
mean,
alien
hate
immigrant
speech.
that comes into this country that commits a crime is one country that is one crime that never needed to happen because if we would have protected the border, they would have never came in. So every single crime committed by an illegal alien
Focus on the
immigrant
crime,
is
though.
one crime that didn't need to happen.
Focus. Focus on the crime, though. It's hate speech.
I don't care
Like
what the
what?
crime is. If he gets a DUI, if he gets a public intoxication, if he goes to a protest, it's our rules. Do we not set the rules? It doesn't matter about the rule he breaks. It's our rules. We
It's a
set the
small rule.
severity and we set the rules. What is so hard to understand
It's a
about
small
that?
rule because it's a
And the
small
rule,
rule.
and
Let
it
them
says if
go.
you break the small rule, you can get deported and get your green card canceled. That's the punishment. It might be a small rule, but
So
it's a big
you
punishment.
so you think like okay? Let me see if I could understand this correctly. You're saying even if someone's working here, has a green card, pays taxes, and they say fuck Islam or whatever, and then they deserve to get deported.
Well, let me give you an example. I lived in, many different countries. I lived in the country of Georgia. When I was living there, they passed a law. If you talk badly about the political party of the government, you can go to prison. So guess what I didn't do? I didn't talk badly about the political party of the government because I don't want to go to prison. So when I've lived in other countries before, even if their rules seemed absurd, I would follow them. Even if they told me not to talk about something that has to do with their situation, why would I talk about something that has to do with their situation? Something that has nothing to do with me. Why would I care about this country's political party? I don't even have citizenship there. I'm just
Mm,
on a visa. I'm just a visitor on a green card or on a visa. So why would I be concerned about their politics? As a foreigner, as a non-citizen, you should not be getting yourself involved in other countries' politics, regardless if it's illegal or not or against the it doesn't mean you can't talk about it, but you shouldn't be
okay,
out there protesting and causing a ruckus for people.
that's a great example. So you were in Georgia. There was a law you can't talk badly about their politics. Say hypothetical, very crazy. Georgia somehow starts, you know, an attack on the U.S. somehow, whatever. wouldn't you say something? Wouldn't you be upset? Wouldn't you be like, "What the
I would
heck's going on?"
leave and
Would you
I would go back to the
you leave?
US and yeah, I would talk
But
about it.
that's
I'll
your
go
life
back to
though.
the
You live,
US.
but that's Georgia's your life though. That's where you like. Yeah, you moved back
Okay,
now,
so
but I'm
what? I
just
lived
saying,
in
what
so
if
many
that's
other countries before. It's not that hard to pack up and make a new life.
okay? But yeah, but in this scenario,
My
this
life
is your
is my
permanent. Well, this is
family and
Georgia.
my friends. My life isn't my friends live all over the world and my family's all over the world. So no, my life isn't one
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No,
place.
that's great. But I'm saying for scenario, say Georgia is your permanent place where you want to stay and want to live because that's where you found it the best. Do you not feel like, oh shoot, I'm trapped at this country and they're
Nope, just
attacking
time to
where I
leave.
used to come
Time to
from? No.
leave. Seems like it's time to leave, in my opinion.
Say
I'm
you
not going to
can't.
break their
Say
laws because my
leaving is.
feelings are hurt. I'm not going to break their laws because why would I stay there and break the laws because my feelings are hurt and go?
Okay. 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 Let's see. If it was me in that situation, I would probably, gosh, I don't know. That's a tough one. I like being political, so I probably would speak up and be like, "What the heck's going on?" Hmm. I mean, say the country is good to live there. Say no. I mean, I like talking politics. No, I like talking politics. Oh no, it does have to do with me, like because it impacts my family, my friends. My oh, because my family's here in California. I have a large family.
Go to where do you want to go? We'll fly you wherever
Oh,
you
those hundred
want,
dollar super chats.
and you can
I'm all in.
go. And we can go send you there. We'll have someone, Jimmy or someone will probably send you there. Jimmy's an entrepreneur
Let's go.
himself. He has money. He'll fly you over to Gaza if you want to see how you like the freedom of speech over there. And you can talk about foreign governments with them. You can let them know how you feel about
Yeah.
everything.
I mean, when it comes to the U.S., obviously it's not all those bad countries though. It's freedom of speech, freedom, religion, bear arms. So it's different though. Being in the U.S., you have so much more that's
You don't have
available
the
to
same
you,
rights though
and
if you're an immigrant or if you're on I mean, if you're a visa holder. I mean, if you have a green card or a visa holder, does not have the same rights as a citizen. And
yeah.
depending on by
So
your visa, depending on by your visa, so and by your green card.
yeah, yeah. I just think hate speech is so small that it's like, come on, we could look past that.
But why should we look past it? You weren't born in our country. You're a foreigner. We don't know you. We don't have a reason to like you, and we don't have a reason to let you in. So, peace. We're not just gonna be sympathetic because we can. That's a horrible
I mean, but
strategy
if he has a
for a
life here, he
government to
lives
run
here,
by.
he's contributing to the economy. Why is it?
Most of them are
It's
not
like let him have.
attributing to the economy. Most Americans are not attributing to the economy. Did you know that? Because most Americans are not paying more in taxes than their children's costs on our public school system. So no, most American families are not a net positive to the taxpayer system. They were born here, so they have a God-given right to live here. Well, what makes you think a bunch of random third worlders with no education are going to be a net positive? What sources, what information, what
I mean,
evidence do you have for that?
two things though. It's like, okay, the children need public education. We got to educate our children. So
No, they don't.
I
They're
think
not our
not
children.
putting.
That's the thing. They need to go back to their country.
Yeah, but they're Americans now. They're not going to go back to the
They shouldn't
countries
be
after moving here.
Americans. They shouldn't be Americans. We'll see what
Yeah, but
happens with that in the Supreme
they
Court.
shouldn't. I mean, but they're going to be, and they are, and it's not like they're going back to the country. They're going to continue their lives
Well, their
here in
parents should be
America.
deported.
So
And if their parents should be deported, then they'll have the choice to be taken with their children or not. So
But their parents are also contributing to our economy by
Their
working and,
parents
you
are
know,
not
paying
contributing. They're taking a
for.
job that an American citizen could be having.
Are they not buying groceries and paying rent?
That's bringing up the rent prices. That's bringing up the grocery prices. That's raising grocery prices and that's raising rent
No, we just got
prices. Supply
we just
and
got to import
demand.
more
When more
food
people
and
buy groceries
yeah.
and more people rent apartments, the prices get higher. You're finally understanding
Okay,
it
then you
now. So
yeah,
they're
then you
taking an
build more
apartment that an American
apartments.
could have.
So then you build more apartments, you
We're
import
gonna
more
build
food.
more apartments for illegal alien immigrants? Fuck no. They're not. They can't even pay their bills sometimes already. How are we gonna track them
Why
down?
not? That building more apartments is gonna go towards construction, which is gonna cause
We're
more,
not gonna
which
do
is
it for
gonna
illegal
be able
alien
to.
immigrants. We're gonna deport them. That's gonna
But you
lower rent
understand that's gonna create
prices.
more work. No,
That's
but you
gonna
understand
lower
that's gonna
rent
create more
prices.
jobs.
You understand that's gonna lower
No,
rent prices.
listen,
That's gonna
listen.
create
You
jobs. Deporting
listen,
illegal alien immigrants is gonna create
listen.
jobs.
You're gonna
Illegal alien
create more
immigrants don't
jobs.
create jobs. They don't create jobs because
You're gonna
they
create
don't create
jobs, yes,
businesses. They don't create businesses, so
because
they
we're
don't
gonna
create jobs.
build. We should build more apartments, more homes, and that's gonna go towards construction, towards I don't know. There's a few other departments, but it's like the mortgages and the property taxes. You know, there's so much to it that you could go when it comes to rebuilding and continuing to build the homes, mortgages, importing groceries, more grocery stores. They start working, they have a roof over the head, they start maybe creating a business, a Mexican restaurant, a I don't know, whatever, the Chinese restaurant, whatever. You see that though, right? You do see how when people come in and we need houses, we need more, grocery stores, we need more businesses. That means we just need more lawyers, we need more hospitals. It creates more jobs for the city that's there that people are going to.
What creates more jobs? How do they create more jobs?
There's more people, so that needs more groceries, more hospitals, more
There's more
dealerships, more
people that
cars,
don't create businesses.
transportation.
They don't create businesses.
That's creating a business. Who's going to build the hospital? Who's going to be a nurse? It's like,
Yes,
then they
but
need
they need
colleges.
companies that they don't create jobs. They just take jobs. They take American jobs.
That's creating jobs. How do you not see
There is
that?
more unemployed Americans than there are jobs available. So why the fuck would we let millions of more people pour in? There's already not enough jobs for Americans. We need to deport these illegal alien immigrants and give some of these jobs to Americans.
How do you not see that creates more jobs? It's baffling to
Because
me.
they don't create businesses. Don't put those LGBTQ glasses on me. That's not funny.
I think it's on Trump.
But it doesn't create jobs because these are workers. Workers. When
The
someone doesn't
workers need
have
to
too much
eat.
money,
Workers need a house.
yes,
They
they
need a
have to
car.
buy that house from a business owner, from an American business owner or an entrepreneur. So what's your point? They're taking houses.
Wait.
They're taking American resources. Okay, so when someone jumps over the border, they're not starting some big giant corporation in some business. They're just not.
No, they're gonna work like at a hotel or something.
So they're going to be a worker. They're not going to be creating a job. They're
Okay.
going to be taking a job. We agree.
And do they not need to buy food and to,
Yes, them buying
take
food is going to
is
run up the prices. Buying
why
food is going to run up the prices.
we just create more
Why?
farms. We just
Because
that gives more
when
work.
50,000 people move into a small town, prices go up.
No, the farmers get paid. You just buy more from a farmer, and the money
They don't
comes.
have
They get
more.
paid for
They
the
don't have
farmer.
more in
It
that
goes
area. They
into the
have
grocery store.
transported. That was all the crops for the area.
That's all the crop. Then you just have another farmer. I don't know. I don't agree with that part. Like, there's
Well, it's
plenty
just
of food
logic.
out
How
there.
are
The
they going to
farmers are
create
gonna.
jobs? How are they going to help out the economy? The only thing you can say
Because
they
they
do is
need.
they raise the GDP, but the GDP already got raised last year, and we deported a lot of them, and their GDP was still up like 3 or 4%. So If we
Yeah, I mean,
deported
it
3
creates
million of
jobs
them,
because
our GDP is still way up, then that's showing you that that's something that's good. And also,
let me
our
see if I could.
GDP doesn't always mean quality of life. We don't need a GDP increase. We need a GDP per capita increase, maybe. That's a better metric to use. But GDP per capita, when you bring illegal alien immigrants in, the GDP per capita gets lowered because illegal alien immigrants make less than the average American. And every person that makes less than the median, they're lowering the median. So illegal alien immigrants also lower our GDP per capita. So
I mean, they have to buy things though. That's the thing. Not even just
yeah, they
groceries,
do
but just
buy
normal
things.
appliances.
They don't buy much.
They will buy stuff though.
And
That's the
when
thing
they
though.
buy
Like you
stuff, is
think
that going back into the middle class Americans' pockets? No. That's only going into
it's
the
going
ultra
towards the
wealthy
economy, which
anyway.
is the no, it's
No,
going to
it literally
businesses, which is going to
increases
go to the
grocery
economy.
prices and the money goes into the billion-dollar corporations that the
It doesn't.
Democrats claim
The
they hate
farmers
so
just
much.
that makes no
That's what
sense.
I'm
Your
telling
logic
you.
makes
When you
no
really
sense.
think about it, the only people that really benefit from the illegal alien immigrants is the big corporations, and I agree, I'm sick of it. But they're
I
only
mean, but the
doing it because it's
corporations are going to
legal.
create.
They're only doing it because they can. What'd you say?
I mean, the corporations are going to create more businesses. They're going to have another Costco there, so then people could go shop, and then that's
They can
jobs and
only create more
managers, and
jobs if they make more money, though, right? I don't know. I'll be
they're
quiet
going to
now. Go
make
ahead.
money by selling it to. Yeah, they're going to make money by selling the groceries to the legal immigrants. The housing is going to. They're need more housing, more apartments, so that's going to go to construction.
But we already need
We
more
need
housing and more apartments, and we're not getting it. So what's your point? We already have a housing
who's to
shortage,
blame?
and they're not building more.
Yeah,
So
who's
what? How do you think
I mean, who's
increasing
to blame?
even more people is going to fix that? How does that make any sense? How does adding
I
even
mean,
more
who's to
people
blame
fix that?
for? Well, let's look at the root cause. Who's to blame for not increasing housing or not allowing there to be more housing to be built?
Well, I think there was plenty of
The
housing
go-
before BlackRock came and bought it all, but that's a whole nother thing.
yeah, I mean, for the most part, it's just the government. The government is not allowing there to be enough
Yeah, in
housing to
places
be
like
produced.
California, because they
Whether
make the regulations and the restrictions and the city code and the state code so difficult, it costs so much money to build, it takes so long. It's for what? For nothing. Not even for
yeah,
quality,
I mean,
structure. Some of them are quality,
yeah, I
but
agree.
I mean, why
Yeah,
does it take
I mean,
5
I
years
agree.
or why does it take 8 years in California to build a road that you're just gonna have potholes on anyway in a year or two?
I mean, I agree. The restrictions are ridiculous. So that's
Those
why
are
we
all
vote.
pushed in
We make
place
sure
by
we.
the Democrat Party. That's another conservative value. Then you agree that there should be less laws and there should be less regulations in place in certain industries. That's
There
a
you go.
conservative value.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's a
But
conservative
let's see what
value that I
Jimmy
have.
said.
Exactly.
I think he's getting a little heated over some of the shit that he really doesn't agree with, and I'm kind of on the same page as him. But I'm not a dick. I'm not gonna be a dick to you. We have so many. Jimmy's not a dick though. He's a good guy. But he said we have so many buildings that can be turned to housing without building more. That's 100% fucking right. We have so many buildings. We are literally tearing down abandoned buildings that can be turned into hospitals. Yep. Or housing for veterans or homeless. I agree 100%. But at the end here, he says, "Shut the fuck up, guest. You're an idiot."
Wow.
He is in the roofing business, I believe, or something like that. I don't remember exactly what he said. Some kind of construction. I think he does construction,
Ooh.
maybe. I think he does everything. I don't know.
He
He's an
wouldn't.
all-around
Yeah.
man, but he works in this.
He wouldn't. Yeah, I mean, he wouldn't think if more people came to our country legally, and were needing a house, his job growth wouldn't, his business wouldn't increase.
Well, no, because if you let a bunch of illegal alien immigrants in here and none of them are licensed or insured, they're all going to start
Legal,
doing roofing, and then the prices are going to go down. And they're going to be taking the
legal.
materials, so the cost of the materials are going to go up. Like there's only so many
I did say
resources in
legal.
our country, and we can't be infinitely spread. You agree that our deficit is bad, if you agree that our deficit is bad and we
Yep.
should take care of it, then letting more people into our country definitely isn't going to solve that, because most people simply are not a surplus to the economy. It's either only if you're a single man that pays taxes, that has no children, that does not take any money from the government, and you're like high paying, are you a surplus? Most people that are families are a net negative to the economy.
I mean,
But
how
I'm
do you
just being
not see
realistic.
that? Nah, I am too. I mean, I just don't see how you don't like a legal immigrant coming from another country wants to work, wants a
Oh,
house, wants a car.
a legal immigrant is going to create a business because they come into America with resources, and they came here for a better life. Most legal immigrants didn't come here to work at McDonald's for the rest of their life. They came here to actually do something with themselves.
Yeah, I mean, but that's most immigrants. They're
No, it's
mostly
not.
legal.
Illegal alien immigrants don't come here with anything. They're not educated. They don't have money. They don't have a plan. All they say that we're going to do is construction and lawn care. That's their plan. Legal
Mm.
immigrants normally are a
I
little bit more educated. People with money that legally immigrate here a little bit, usually a little bit more educated. They have a little bit more skills, a little bit more trades, a little bit more knowledge, and they didn't come here to work at McDonald's. They came here for freedom.
what does the super chat say?
It says, no, if more people would spend money to refurbish and not build new, your same money and labor, stop trying to spend more money, build off what we have simply. Why waste space, time, and money? Democrats. Question mark, question mark. I agree with that. We already have a lot of infrastructure that goes unused. I'm sure you know that's true, especially in the state of California, right?
I waste the space and the money. I mean, was the space being used for? Like, I don't know. There's so much to go into that. It's like, you, if anything, if there's people here to take over and to be able to, be there to live, if it needs to be turned into an apartment complex, I don't see how that's a harmful thing. Having more people come into the U.S. legally.
So basically, back to thinking it's okay to give illegal alien criminals our house for our homeless veterans. Okay, yeah, that sounds great. See, we already have a housing crisis of homeless veterans. So way before we would give any housing to illegal alien immigrants or to any immigrants, we would want to lower our housing prices and also give housing to veterans. So why do we want illegal alien immigrants to come in our country? I'm not very much convinced. I don't know if you think you're convincing me or what, but I'm not very much convinced. You might want to think of a new angle to go at it, because repeating the same thing that does not make any logically sense over and over again about telling me that they're going to mow someone's lawn, so that's going to better the economy, and they're going to go to the grocery store and give their money to $1 billion Kroger grocery store, and then the billionaire that owns Kroger is going to get more money, and that's going to help our economy. How does that help our economy exactly? It doesn't. It's taking more resources
Because
and
if
raising the prices of current resources.
oh man, you don't get economics. It's because
I
it's
do.
gonna
They
create
don't
more
pay enough taxes to
work.
cover their deficit. Do you understand that? When you don't pay enough taxes to cover your deficit, that means you're a net negative. Do you understand finance? If you
I
save $1
understand
million
finance.
dollars in a month and you only make $750,000 in a month, and that means you're in a net negative by $250,000. Just like these illegal alien immigrants are in a massive net negative. It seems like you're the one that doesn't understand basic mathematics and finance.
No,
Hope
I'm trying to figure out how to explain it to you with the way you're explaining things. It's like it's all over the place.
it's perfectly logical. You have said nothing about how they're beneficial to the economy. I haven't even said everything I could say. There's still a lot more I could say. I haven't even tried to research anything. You have your computer right in front of you. Try to research something. Here's what Jimmy
right
says.
here.
This isn't a super chat, but this looks like what you're trying to say. Jimmy says, so you're creating jobs by building new instead of helping refurbish, you're bringing in illegals to build new instead of using Americans or illegals to refurbish. Simple economics.
I mean, if that's the case, where's the current Americans then? I mean, if you're saying we have that, then why isn't it being built right now?
Why is what not being built right now?
I mean, he's saying that we have Americans now that could contribute and that could help towards the economy. Where are they?
Well, a lot more people would be helping if wages in certain areas got lifted and it was a little bit easier to get, per se, a construction job or something. If we had construction wages a little bit higher and there was not so much competition with South Americaners, then we could possibly, be getting the American economy booming a little bit more. That's a key job that Americans work is in construction, and these illegal alien immigrants love working it. It's horrible. It's horrible because plenty of people in high school are getting out of high school want to work in construction. Like I grew up with a bunch of them, so none of them were really Mexican or Hispanic or nothing like that. They're all white boys. So
Hmm. Interesting.
oh yeah, this is another fact. Illegal alien immigrants hurt black people big time because a lot of the time, I mean, there's many things you can point out there. There's a lot of specialty people that will point that out, but it is true.
Let me see. I mean, well, that's pointless. I was going to be like, how much does legal immigrants, contribute to the economy? But we both agree legal immigrants is good, so whatever, it doesn't matter. All right, well,
Oh, so you couldn't
immigration's a
even
little
attack the
tougher.
argument. Man tried to look up how much freaking legal immigrants give. Yeah, I already agree.
Legal, but well, we're on the same. Yeah, we're on the same page, so it doesn't matter. I mean,
we should.
I'm
I feel
not
like
debating
I feel
illegal
like I changed your mind a little bit. Do you think we should be doing mass deportations now because this is costing us a lot of money?
for
That's a big
illegals. You're
part
saying,
about it.
right?
Yes, just illegals.
Just illegals. I mean, I gotta look at the numbers because I've been only looking at legal immigration because that's where I'm mostly upset about. But
Why would you look
legal,
at who's against legal immigrants? Hardly anybody. Hardly anyone's against legal immigrants.
the Trump administration with the deportation.
What deportation?
I was gonna name a few more people that I have here, but
Yeah,
for the
everyone
most
you
part,
name so far has a green card, but go ahead. Try to
I
name me
mean, so
someone
that's
that doesn't have
illegal.
a visa or a green card, someone that's an actual U.S. citizen.
Someone that's an actual U.S. citizen.
If you can't, you can try to name me some other ones. I'm all up here for it. But anyone that had their visa or the green card revoked obviously was not wrongfully deported because they were revoked. Happy
Yeah, but if
Veterans
they're
Month,
detained for
everybody. Huh? Go
if
ahead.
they're detained for yeah, I was gonna say if they're detained for like 4 weeks, come on, like that's ridiculous.
I do agree, but mistakes happen.
I mean, that's a lot of people to be mistakes.
Still, a detainment is not a deportation.
Yeah, but how would you like to be taken away for 4 weeks of your life?
Okay, I'm not stupid enough to be deported for being illegal. I have my passport, I have my social security
Yeah,
number, I
but
have
they're
my
legal. That's
ID.
the thing, though.
So why the fuck don't they
Oh,
have their documents? Why don't they have their documents?
because
And can you
ICE
name
is
one
a
of these
bunch of
situations happened? I don't think it's ever happened for 4 weeks, but if you can name me one, I'm all up for it.
yeah. I lost my list. Where the heck did it go?
You're entitled enough not to deal with it. I've been detained from Border Patrol before. So, yeah, I have dealt with that before. And I feel like they did the wrong thing. Even though I was in an immigration a holding type facility. It wasn't like an ICE detention center or anything like this. This was inside of the airport. Even though I was there for like 7 hours, I still don't think they did the wrong thing. So yeah, it has happened to me before. So I know exactly what it's like to be wrongfully held. But I don't know what it's like for that long, but I have somewhat an idea of it. Obviously it's a lot worse. He's trying to research something. I'm trying to give him the opportunity to do his own research. You're probably seeing a lot of articles that are just giving the facts that they agree with me. I'm telling you, man, this is not that hot of an issue. Before Joe Biden got into office, literally everyone agreed with deporting people. Everyone agreed with mass deportations. Bill Clinton,
People who commit
Barack
crimes that are,
Obama.
yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
I mean, people who commit crimes that are doing bad, yes, absolutely.
No, they didn't just deport those. They deported every single illegal alien immigrant. They didn't just target
You mean
criminals.
people that
No
are just
president.
working normal jobs?
Yeah, they're stealing American jobs and taxpayers' dollars. Yeah, they're criminals.
Why? They're working here. What? They're criminals for
They
just
are
working here and being
stealing
part
our
of.
taxpayer dollars and our resources. They're criminals.
But they have green cards. They're legal. What do you mean they're criminals? These
Who
are
are we
people that.
talking about then? Are we
We're
talking
talking
about
about
green card
legal
holders?
people.
Okay,
Yeah,
then no. Then what are we talking about? Okay, then they're good. If they're legal, they're
that's what
good.
I'm talking about. Gosh. So, like for example, this person named Kilmar Garcia. Oh yeah, Kilmar. There you go.
We
Had
already been
legal
over his case
protection.
before. He came back
You
to the
know.
United States and he got he's getting a due process right now.
Okay, well he's been doing this for like months now. Poor guy. Jesus.
Well,
Let's
he's a
see.
criminal. Why would I feel bad for him? He had 2 deportation orders. He beat on his wife. He even allegedly human trafficked. He beat the case. I'll give it to him. He beat the case. But he allegedly human trafficked. He beat the case. He beat on his wife. His wife admitted it in court and said she doesn't want to charge him anymore because he went to therapy now and she doesn't want to press charges against him. She only beat him a couple times and it was only a little bit brutal. You know, even though she was crying in court about being beat. So why would I feel bad
I
for
mean,
him?
well,
He's the scum of the earth. How am I going to show sympathy for that? If I seen him
two
myself,
things. I mean, well, two things. She forgave him. She said he's doing
that's
better.
his wife. They
Why
have a
are
kid
your
together. No wonder she forgave him.
Okay, but that's her life. That's her decision. Why are you hurt
And she
about it?
still has
Why are you mad about
resentment
it?
for him. She still hates him a little bit on the inside. She's never going to forget that.
I mean, why are you mad about it though? It's not your
Why am I mad about it?
husband.
Because you're trying to act like you feel
Yeah.
bad for him. I don't feel fucking bad for criminals.
I mean, but he's just one example. I'll give you another. Russia.
Why would you feel bad for him?
Because he's having to go through all this. It's ridiculous.
He put
if he
himself
did
through
something.
it. He's the criminal that did that shit. It didn't just happen to him.
What crime did he do? Beat his wife? He didn't get charged.
Yeah.
I mean,
and he entered the country illegally. He had 2 notices for deportation. He's still going to get deported, even though he beat his human trafficking charges. They're deciding at this very moment if they're going to deport him to Africa.
but he had legal protection, though. That's the thing. If
No,
you're so
he didn't.
like
No,
strong
he
about,
didn't.
yeah, he did. He had legal protection.
Expired.
No, it wasn't expired. You're wrong. Anyway.
Right now, they're trying to figure out where they can send him. But I'm telling you, look into the case. They're still going to deport him. I'm almost sure of it, but I don't know. We'll see. Let's see. That he wanted to deport real criminal immigrants. Well, he deported 5 million people. I know for a fact they were not 5 million hardcore illegal alien criminals in this country. So no, he wasn't targeting quote unquote real criminals. He did target plenty of undocumented people working their jobs in and keeping their nose clean. Because when you enter this country illegally, you're not keeping your nose clean. Do you know how I would feel if I was in a country illegally as a person that's lived in 3 countries illegally? I would feel paranoid 24/7 and I would feel like a criminal. That's how I would feel if my visa expired and I continued to live in another country. That's just how I would feel as a person who has lived in other countries with visas. When the visa expires, you have to leave or you have to renew your visa. So that's how I would feel as a person that was an immigrant himself.
I cannot read these names for the life of me.
And I'm pretty sure if a Trump supporter or someone like that was a racist, they wouldn't have lived almost 2 years in a country like Spain where everyone speaks Spanish and everyone's there are a lot of white people, but a lot of people from South America and a lot of brown people. So no, that's not like a place where a racist would live. It's kind of off topic, but that's one of the places I lived.
All right. Well, I think immigration wasn't one of the debates I wanted to talk about. What we got
We're already into 75 minutes into it. We can start talking about Iran if you want now.
Yeah.
Anything about the Iran war?
Had a whole script going that I wanted to start with, but
hold on, I can't hear you now.
So, oh shoot.
Maybe it's on my end.
Weird.
Can you guys hear him? Hold on.
Let me see.
Hello?
Yeah.
Okay, now I can hear you.
Okay. I don't know why you're so quiet for me though.
Oh yeah, okay, you're gonna have to rejoin. Let's leave and rejoin with the link.
Gotcha.
Lynn Cosner, very, very low information comment. He targeted mothers and locked up whole families and deprived 75% of them of due process. The ACLU sued Obama's for this stuff. So you apparently don't know what you're talking about. Did you hear me? Did you hear me, Cosner? Did you hear me, Cosner? Did you hear me? Deport Obama if he's here illegally. You can debate if you drop $100 super chat. I'm liking the conversation with this guy. What up? What up? Waiting for this guy to join back in so we can debate. Happy Veterans Month, y'all. What's up, American Russian Ambassador? How you doing, brother? Are you there?
Yep. All right.
So where were we? We were talking about the Iran situation, yeah?
Yeah.
So how do you feel about that?
Lord. Well, let me start with what I wanted to start with. So the way I see politics, my loyalty is not to a political party. It's to the United States. I am a veteran. I have a wife. I have a 2-year-old. And I feel like the decisions our leaders make matter because my family has to live with the consequences. My friends have to live with the consequences. Everyone is, impacts everybody. So I also believe every president deserves criticism. Like you said earlier, you criticize Trump, you think that's okay. I will also criticize, Biden, for handling the border, the withdrawal of Afghanistan. I'll criticize Obama for, Syria, George Bush for, invading Iraq, Bill Clinton for his whole, what's that, Monica Lewinsky scandal, So, and, I'll criticize Trump because he tried to overturn the 2020 elections. So, that's how I see politics. It's not, a sports team. I'm not aligned to Democrat or Republican. It's whoever makes the most, impact. And the way my position isn't that, Trump is bad, Iran's good. My position is Iran is a threat. Iran should not have nuclear weapons, and we should be able to have a discussion on whether Trump's policies are helping or hurting our ability to prevent that from happening. So that's how I see it. I want to kind of start my argument with the fact that Trump isn't intentionally wanting Iran to become strong. My argument is that Iran conflict we are dealing with today is one of the biggest foreign policy mistake of Trump's presidency. And he kind of helped create the whole condition to, give everything out chronologically, because I know this is going to come into the debate and I want to debunk this before we get into it. So starting from the very beginning in 1979, after the Iran Revolution, the United States froze roughly $40 million that Iran had paid for military equipment that was never delivered after the Shah was overthrown. So for decades, there was a dispute of that $400 million that, was in limbo. Now in 2015, the Iran nuclear deal, formerly known as, that Joint Comprehensive Plan actions that was signed under the agreement. Iran agreed to limit their uranium enrichment to 3.67% for, only nuclear and energy resource. And there was an extensive international inspection in exchange for sanctioned relief. So, they allowed us to, do inspections, and in return, we also gave them some relief so they could continue with their economy. So in 2016, Obama administration, 1 year later, the Obama administration settled that military equipment dispute of returning that $1.7 billion to Iran. It's the 40 million plus interest, because we've held it for what is that, like 37 years. So yes, we gave them $1.7 billion. I actually didn't know this because I had this debate with my father-in-law, and he was saying how, like, oh, well, this Iran deal was horrible. I was trying to debate him about it, and he's like, we gave them money, Democrats, Obama gave them money. I'm like, wait, what? So I had to look into this, and this was something that I found interesting because he was so on the mindset of like, okay, we gave them money, so we got to get out of this deal because it's, it was part of the deal. This $1.7 billion that we gave, and yes, was like on a pallet and was flown to them. It had nothing to do with the Iran deal. So I know this is going to come up in the argument about how like we're funding them, but that $1.7 billion isn't to fund them. It was giving their money back because we held it for 37 years. So I kind of want to just debunk that part because we had to settle that. Had we kept it even another year, it would probably grow to another 1.9 billion to eventually to 2 billion. So it made sense to just do it now. And then, hey, it kind of gave a little nudge, hey, we're doing this Iran deal. Here's $1.7 billion that we have to give you anyways. Also, can you chill with the whole, having nuclear weapons? Because again, nobody wants Iran to have nuclear weapons. It's not gonna end well for anyone. Not even China or Russia wants them to have nuclear weapons. Everybody could agree on that. So that being said, additionally, if the United States had, yeah, no, go for it.
The inspections were only allowed after a 30-day notice. And also, as far as giving them their money back, that was pretty bad, but that wasn't even the worst economic thing that Obama did. Obama allowed them to build their economy stronger than ever by taking off the sanctions that we had on them before. So they had open free trade with everybody. So that allowed them to make way more than the couple $1 billion that Barack Obama gave them. And yeah, that was their money, but you're giving it back to an Islamic terrorist regime. So how is that beneficial? And now, that's crazy that would give them their money back when Obama gave them their money back after in 2006, an Iranian nuclear scientist said that he can and he will, or not nuclear scientist, sorry, a politician. An Iranian politician said that they can and they will build nuclear arms, nuclear warheads. And then 10 years after that, or less than 10 years, maybe 6 or 7 years after that, Barack Obama thought it was not even 6 or 7, maybe 4 years after that, Barack Obama thought that it was okay to give these people their money back and let them start rebuilding their country. And they were building all kinds of stuff. We already know that even if they didn't build their nuclear equipment up, they used that money to build up their Air Force and their Navy and their on ground forces as well. So we know they used that money to build up their country and their troops. So it's not like it was used for anything productive for the citizens of Iran. And everything that you're leading up to saying, it sounds like it was pretty much every other president's fault for basically president after president continuing to enrich Iran, even though the leadership never changed. So, like, if you don't notice, that's like a common theme. Every single president we had, try to work out some deal with Iran that was enriching Iran time after time after time. And thank you, Demi, for those 5 memberships, by the way. I really appreciate that. Zach, you got a membership. Billy, you got a membership, and a couple other people. But go ahead. I'm done, I think.
Yeah, no worries. A few things that you did mention that I actually kind of addressed. Why did we give them that $1.7 billion? If we held it longer, it would have increased more. So there's that.
Increased more from what? Interest? The interest already grows in their bank account. Or if we had to pay them more interest, okay, we're never going to give them that money back. We should have just never given them the money back.
Yeah. Fortunately, who made that decision that we had to give that money back? It was I have it right here.
Obama administration.
Tribunal. Hold on. It's called the Iran-United States Tribunal. Tribunal something, but it's United States Claims Tribunal.
Okay, the president, that has to either go through Congress or it has to go through somewhere. Obama could have vetoed that.
So
they can't command him. It has to go through Congress or something. He could have vetoed that.
Nope. So it was a international, how do you pronounce this word? Arbitration body established by
no international organization can tell.
So this is 1981. So this is 1981.
We made that clear. We didn't even sign. You don't even need to follow that bullshit.
Look at, we could be angry about it, but the thing is,
I'm not angry about it. I'm saying the truth.
US and Iran. Yeah, but the truth is, in 1981, the U.S. and Iran got together, made a tribunal committee to resolve the financial claims. So,
okay, Obama can say no. Too bad. What are they going to do about it?
It's going to increase, and it's going to be kicked down the road.
So you'll never pay it back.
That's not how it works.
We've done it before.
You can't. No, because if you kicked it down the road, it's going to increase more, and you're going to have to give it to them.
No, because we're never going to go owe another country money. How is another country going to make us pay their debt?
That's not. Because that's not how it works. It's legal.
Well, you're ex-military. Don't you know how this works? When other countries didn't pay our debt, we invaded them. So since other countries can't invade us to make us pay the debt, then they can't do anything about it. When countries didn't pay us our money back, we invaded them. So what are they going to do to us
if we don't pay them back. They're not going to invade us, so what can they do? Nothing.
Well, the thing is, it's an international body established by the U.S. and Iran.
It's established by us. Perfect. So we really don't got to listen to it then.
No, yeah. In that case, we had our U.S.
There is no federal law. There is no federal law that says it's a criminal punishment if we don't do what that says.
But listen,
there's an agreement, but there's no federal law. There's an agreement, but there's no federal law or anything that forces the president's hand per se. They can't.
So I was in the military. Listen, the U.S. officials stated that Iran was likely to win from the judgments from there was judges there from international, and that the settling saved the United States potentially billions more in additional interest and legal liability, because it's not free to go fight these cases either. This is a huge big deal. So
okay, we don't follow international courts. Do I have to give you more examples? Benjamin Netanyahu has an international warrant out for his arrest. We don't give him away to the international courts. That means we're breaking international law. We break international law all the time. We are international law. International law doesn't exist. The only law that exists is our Constitution and federal law. No one can enforce any international law because we're the most powerful country in the world. No country will try to enforce international law on us. Now, we might end up at war with Iran. That could happen. But as far as them doing anything else, no. We are the UN. That's why I'm saying fuck the UN, because we are the UN. So we fund the majority of it. If we're going to fund the majority of it, we should be able to make the decisions. You there or are you frozen? Is he there or is he frozen? I think he's frozen. What up? What up? Get those likes up. Get those likes up. Yeah, he's frozen. Why the hell does his phone have this many problems? I think so too, Jimmy. Can we get the likes way up? Subscribe. Phone overheated? You can't put like an AC on it? You can't put like an ice pack behind your phone? He froze as a meme? I completely feel your pain, man. That's exactly why I had to buy a new phone. Because my phone was overheating a shit ton. What's up, Jeff? What's up? Let's go! Asking for money for the community is communist? No, it's not. Does anyone else want to debate? Wasn't there that one guy who said he wants to debate around 10? Where is he at? Maybe we can get him up in here. Can we get the likes up to at least 70, guys? Every time he leaves and rejoins, the views just drops. Let's get the likes up! Subscribe! It's not the United States' obligation to pay for anyone's health care. Is he going to join back in, or what is happening? His phone need an ice pack. He probably has an iPhone. Do y'all want to bet that he has an iPhone? That's exactly what my old iPhone used to do. It used to overheat. Subaru ads? That is freaking racist, man. He needs some milk, yo. I need some milk. We're not talking about the JCPOA. We were talking about the money owed. Either way, Barack Obama didn't need the iPhone 10. That's crazy work, man. I had an iPhone 12, and it overheated all the time. If you would have told me you had an iPhone 10, I would have said we could have just done it over Discord. Unless you want to come back to this conversation in a couple minutes, we can take a break and we can come back on Discord. Unless your phone is good now. Kindred, you got a lot of fans in here. I'm shocked. I'm shocked. We do not pay for Israel's healthcare. Okay, cool, man. That's cool. It was good talking with you, brother. Yeah, it's unfortunate, man. But it was good talking with you. It's good talking with you. We can definitely have a good part two. Maybe if you're free later tonight in maybe 20 or so minutes, maybe 10 or 15 minutes even, we could get another one going. MAGA is growing rapidly, though. Thank you for the gift. MAGA is growing, people. Oh, man, the Trump phone would be awesome to get. If anyone wants to send me a Trump phone, I would love it, man. I would love it. Just saying. Just saying. Yes, that money. That money should have never been returned to them. Yep, that's right, Sean. Peace out, Jimmy. Have a good night. I'm going to hop off here too, but I'm going to come back on stream. Hey, thank you for that soccer trophy, man. I appreciate that. Dems do have a horrible party. They may never come back from it. But I'll be back later, y'all. Peace out. Much love, everybody.